My name is Addison Warren. I'm in 8th grade here at Oak Valley, and the best thing about our campus is the community that we have, not just in AC and in clubs, but everyone. And we have such a diversity that not a lot of other schools have.
Hey future Falcons, I'm Alex Randolph, a 7th grader in ASP. My favorite part of Oak Valley is the teachers. They're all so nice, kind, and supportive. You're gonna love it at Oak Valley.
Hi, my name is Pal Cabanillas. I'm a 6th grader and I go to Oak Valley Middle School. I'm really excited to meet all of you next year. And don't worry, Oak Valley is not a scary place. There are really many nice people who helped me throughout my time at Oak Valley so far, and I'm really excited to continue at Oak Valley. You guys should not be worried. The teachers are really friendly and they're understanding through all of you. All the students are really kind, and this is a great school. You have nothing. Thank you. Hope to see you guys all next year at school.
Hello, my name is Elliot Emerson and I'm an 8th grader at Oak Valley. And my favorite part about Oak Valley is the spirit days.
Hello everyone, my name is Tony Consford and I'm a 6th grader here at Oak Valley Middle School. For me, the most challenging part first coming to Oak Valley was different teachers in different classrooms for all my periods, and it could be pretty confusing at times. Don't worry, it all becomes a lot easier after a couple of days. Here at Oak Valley, we have the best teachers I think you can ever get, and it is just a wonderful place to be. That's it for now, and good luck. Bye.
Hi, my name is Amy. I'm in 8th grade, and welcome to Oak Valley. I hope you like it here.
Hi, I'm Jamie. I'm a Falcon here at Oak Valley. I'm a proud member of ASB and would love to welcome you to Oak Valley.
Hello, my name is Scarlett Mill. I'm an 8th grader, and my favorite thing about Oak Valley is seeing my friends and meeting new people there.
Hi, my name is Braden, and the best part of Oak Valley is how amazing the staff is at our school.
Hey New Falcons, my name is Maya and I'm a part of the 7th grade ASD team. My favorite part of Oak Valley is definitely the rainy gym day. I'm so excited to see all of you next year.
Hi, my name is Haley Spencer. I'm an 8th grader at Oak Valley, and one of my favorite things about our school is the teachers and their amazing staff.
Hi, I'm Lila and Yeti. I'm in 7th grade, and my favorite thing about Oak Valley is the new friends I've made.
I'm Ella Diamond and I'm an 8th grader. My favorite part of Oak Valley is the community we share when we are Falcons together and the exciting spirit days we have.
Hello, my name is Kennedy and I'm an 8th grader at Oak Valley. My favorite thing about OVMS is the staff and all the fun events that we have.
Hi, I'm Reagan and I'm an 8th grader here at Oak Valley. Welcome. My favorite part of the school has to be the spirit days because I help plan them, which means they're pretty cool.
Hi everybody, my name is William Whitewood and I'm a 6th grader here at Oak Valley. I was really nervous like most kids coming into middle school because I thought it was going to be really different. But all teachers, administrators, and counselors are super helpful to make sure everything and everybody is okay. And I think that is such an amazing thing because it really helped take a lot of stress off of me, and I've had an amazing middle school experience.
Hi, I'm Michaela Torres and I'm an 8th grader, and my favorite thing about Oak Valley are our spirit weeks and the connections between staff and students.
Hi, my name is Allie and I'm in 8th grade, and my favorite thing about Oak Valley is being able to meet people from different schools.
Hi, my name is Kathleen. I'm an 8th grader, and one of my favorite things about Oak Valley is the connections I have with other students and also new teachers.
Hi, my name is Kevin. I am a 6th grader at Oak Valley, and I think Oak Valley has done a great job during distance learning, and it is a great option for your kids.
Hi, I'm Emily. I'm an 8th grader. Welcome to Oak Valley. I hope you enjoy it here.
Greetings, future Falcon family. My name is Jesslyn. I am an 8th grader and the ASB president. My advice for our incoming 6th graders is to stay organized, because there are 7 classes to keep up with. Oak Valley Middle is a fantabulous place to be with fantabulous teachers, staff, and students. Have fun!
Hello, incoming 5th graders. My name is Alan, and I'm in 8th grade. And in my opinion, the best thing about Oak Valley Middle School is its lunches, its after-school activities, and its clubs.
Hello and welcome. My name is Ainsley, and I'm a 6th grader here at Oak Valley. I can tell you that the idea of moving to a new school and during distance learning was kind of scary, but the teachers, staff, and students couldn't have been more welcoming. Now, I love it here.
Good evening, future Falcon families. Hello, welcome. So glad to not see any of you out there in virtual land, but welcome, welcome, welcome tonight. My name is Colin Young, and I am the principal here at the fantastic, fabulous, phenomenal Oak Valley Middle School, and we are so excited to have you with us tonight. Hopefully you're getting settled in, you've had some dinner, you're nestled by the fire for an exciting, informative evening about all things middle school and all things Oak Valley. So to get started, I have a QR code on the screen here. And if you've never used a QR code, you just take your phone and you use your phone app and you pretend like you're taking a picture of that QR code. It's going to bring a link up. And that link is going to bring something called an answer garden. And what I have for you is I have a question in this answer garden that's kind of asking you right now, what is the one thing on your mind? What is blocking your mind from being able to get information in there because you've got this one question? You're so scared. What's the one thing you were the most worried about next year for middle school? Scan that. Go ahead and enter that in there for me. We're going to take a look at these things to see what you guys have on your minds here. I'll bring up our answer garden. Oh, homework. That's the big winner. Let's see, we've got school bus stuff, academic workload, social emotional welfare, the bell schedule, Mean Girls, electives, scared and overwhelmed. Will I have friends? Bullying, multiple teachers. These are all great things that you and everyone around you have these same questions on your mind, these same fears, these same worries. Okay, our goal tonight is to hopefully alleviate a lot of what is on this list here, give you a lot of information, and really give you a lot of assurance. I'm going to tell you right now, this is a great place. I'm going to repeat this over and over again tonight. We love kids. We're going to love your kids, and we're going to take really good care of them. So as we go through tonight, I'm going to give you a little rundown. There's a QR code also on the screen on the top right-hand side. If you have a question about something specific, you can go ahead and scan that and ask a question. I'm going to go through a ton of information tonight. I don't want you to take notes. Okay, all this is going to be online on our website. This presentation, an FAQ, all sorts of information is going to continue to be populated on our website. So hopefully as we go through the presentation, we'll answer most of your questions. But if you do have some questions lingering at the end, don't hesitate to scan that QR code and go ahead and ask me what that question would be. And we will answer every single one of those questions for you. So I hear your worries. I hear your fears. Let me tell you, I share some of them as well. This is my second year here, but after being here for a couple of years, I can tell you all those worries just washed away. So we'll take care of that for you. So first things first, though, I got to tell you, I just want to welcome you to the Falcon family, because that is truly what we are here at Oak Valley. We are a family. This is a different middle school than you and I went to. This is a school that is connected. All of our students, that is our number one job here, is to connect our kids to this campus, connect these kids to each other, connect them to our fantastic staff. Middle school's tough. It's a tough 3 years. And what I want your kids to do is to enjoy their time here, to remember their time here, to remember the connections and the friendships that you made. That is our goal here. Yeah, academics is something we do too. But that is the primary goal, is to really make sure your kids are happy and healthy and safe. And this is a family. So this is a picture we took last year, right around October-ish last year. We had blue shirts we gave to every student, And we took a huge picture on the quad with a drone with everybody wearing their blue Falcon shirts, because on Fridays at Oak Valley, we wear blue. And so I really encourage you to go get yourself some blue, because I wear blue every day. I got my blue on under here. I wear blue every single day, but here we are a family here at Oak Valley Middle School. And so I want to welcome you to that family, welcome you to this opportunity to be here at this great school. There's some pictures of our ASB kids last year putting together these shirts, packing them all up in groups of 30 to pass out to every single class. This is a fantastic day that we had last year. Even my two kids who are in elementary school are hidden in this picture somewhere. I had to cut them from school last year and bring them over here so they could be in the picture. Shh, don't tell their principal. So they're hidden in this picture as well. So we're really excited to bring you guys here. So here's the agenda for tonight. Okay, we're going to run you through a lot of information. It's going to be pretty quick, but again, don't worry. We have this all written down in an FAQ. This presentation is going to be posted for you. My team who's joining me tonight, we're going to be here to help answer all these questions in the next upcoming days to make sure that you are set and ready to go for next year. Okay, so here's the rundown. We're going to talk a little bit about who we are, talk about our culture, get into some of the nitty gritty about what a school looked like. What's first period? When's lunch? We're going to meet some of our teachers. We're going to talk about how we support our Falcons. We're going to talk about how you as parents can get involved. And the best, most important, the greatest thing we've saved for last, we're going to talk to some of our current Falcons right now, are going to speak to you live this evening. And then again, at the very end, if you still have some questions, we'll be able to post, you'll be able to ask those. So let me start off with who we are. We're a group of 64 teachers and 52 staff members, 5 custodians, 3 counselors, a student service specialist, 3 administrators. They're in here with me right now. We've got a health tech and a librarian and so many more. You should have seen my groundskeeper, Josh. He was outside today in the pouring rain planting pink flowers in the front of our school today. I made him a hot chocolate and I brought it up to him and I said, Josh, I cannot thank you enough for planting these pink flowers today. Enjoy this hot chocolate. We stood out there in the rain and we laughed. We talked about flowers. It was great because we are more than just a school. We are a home for your students every single day. This school is filled with so many dedicated individuals. This is our 15th year here at Oak Valley. And the people that you're looking at, this is our teachers and some other staff members in there. We got so many people that have been here from the beginning. We have so many students whose parents work here. We have so many of these people in this picture live in this community because we put everything that we do into this work and into this job. This is a career. This is the most fantastic place. You can see here on our mission statement, this goes back to the foundation of our school. And the mission statement is something that we talk about, embodies everything we do. And that mission statement is that students are at the heart of Oak Valley and meeting their needs is our first priority. So when we have meetings, when we talk about curriculum adoption, when we talk about bell schedules, doesn't matter what we talk about, we're always putting those kids in the forefront of our mind because that's what we're here for. We're here for kids, right? We're not here to clock in and clock out. We're here to build amazing young minds here at Oak Valley Middle School. Let me tell a little bit about myself. So my name is Colin Young. I'm the principal, and this is my 2nd year here at Oak Valley Middle School. Let me tell you what a crazy 2 years that has been to be at Oak Valley with missing a third of a school year last year and missing all kinds of school this year. But yeah, so my name's Colin. I am a local, born and raised right here in Rancho Bernardo. I went to Westwood Elementary School. I went to Bernardo Heights Middle School. I went to Rancho Bernardo High School. I went to college here in Southern California as well. I live in Rancho Bernardo, 3.1 miles right down the road in the neighborhood where I grew up. I have 2 sweet girls at home, a 1st grader named Abby and a 3rd grader named Emery. They're basically my mascots. They're here all the time, riding bikes, hanging out, checking out books in the library. They've got their own Falcon ID cards. They are here all the time. My wife, Kelly, works in the district. She is a teacher at one of our high schools. And that is our puppy, Jovi, who is now a year old. This is from last year when she was a puppy. But in my weekly newsletter, which you'll get every Sunday, I always throw in a bonus picture of Jovi, a new picture every week at the end of the newsletter. She's my special dog. So prior to being here at Oak Valley, I was an assistant principal at Poway High School. I was also an assistant principal at Mount Carmel High School. And prior to that, I was a history teacher at Poway High School, and that's kind of my educational career that led me here to Oak Valley. My core beliefs are pretty simple, and that's really that I believe that all students, every single student, should have access to a kind and caring school, an environment where they're free to learn, to grow. I want to stoke the curiosity of your children and not stifle it. I want kids to flourish, to find and explore their passions. This is that age where you're free from the stresses of high school credits and college, and you're out of the elementary school where you just have one class all day long, and you really get to experience a whole new world here in middle school with dedicated science classes and a dedicated PE class and these activities that so many of our students love that just becomes a Friday every 2 weeks, when you're in elementary school. This is a chance for students to really try to start to find their way and find who they are and find the things that they like to do and make those friends. I want your kids to gain the skills that are necessary to be successful here at Oak Valley, that then transition to high school, Del Norte, or wherever you're headed, that then directly transition to their future. I can tell you when I got this job 2 years ago, 2 of my middle school teachers, who I had not seen or heard from since middle school, emailed me. My sixth grade humanities teacher at Bernal Heights and my 8th grade humanities teacher over at Bernal Heights. They emailed me and congratulated me for the job. And I hadn't really thought about them, in a number of years. And then it really kind of dawned on me, as I look back on my own school. In high school, I had so many teachers, and I was a band student. That was my whole life, was band. That's what I did, was marching band and jazz band and pep band and everything band. And really middle school is where I made those real deep connections with teachers, because I got to keep those same teachers, all year long. When you're in high school, as you remember when we were all in high school, you have a different teacher for biology and you have a different teacher semester 1 and semester 2. And it really struck me how I remember middle school so much better than I remember high school. I remember those teachers so much better than I remember my high school teachers. And it's the same on the teachers' end. They all still remembered me after all these years and saw my name in the RB Journal 2 years ago, the little local newspaper we get, and looked me up on our website and sent me an email to congratulate me. So that was really special. So that's a little bit about kind of who I am. So, my goal after 3 years here is that your kids are going to leave here with amazing memories, with some real world skills, and honestly, a lifelong love of learning. That is just my mantra. I want you to have a lifelong love of learning as a result of getting to experience our school here. So let me just kind of throw it to my 2 assistant principals here real quick so they can introduce themselves. So with us tonight, we have Dr. Chamberlain, who is here. And I think she's muted. You want to say anything, Dr. Chamberlain? Yeah, say hi.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Shannon Chamberlain. I've been here at Oak Valley for 2 years. Prior to that, I was a science teacher and a computer science teacher for 15 years. I have 2 teenagers. I have a freshman and a junior in high school, and they're both up the road at Del Norte. And I've always been in middle school. I love middle school. I love middle school kids. They are the best and the worst all wrapped into one, and I just love them. So I'm so excited to get to meet all of your students. I'm so excited to get to know all their new personality quirks and all the things that make them unique, and I cannot wait for next year.
Awesome, thank you. Also joining us is Mr. Scott Wild.
Evening, everybody. Glad to not really see you. This time last year, we would have been in our NPR. So, man, just shout out to all the parents who have endured COVID. We don't love Zoom either, but despite that, Oak Valley will continue to teach and learn and amplify school culture. Yeah, my name's Scott Wild. I support the back half of the alphabet, letters M through Z. We love having fun here, so we can't wait to get your student connected to Oak Valley, and you'll hear a lot about that tonight. Prior to Oak Valley, I was at Westview High School for many years as an English teacher, as an ASB director, and as an assistant principal, and then had the opportunity to come over here and work with Mr. Young and Dr. Chamberlain and jumped on it. I too am a parent. I have a couple of children, one in TK, one in first grade up the road at Turtleback Elementary. So shout out to Mr. Colin and the team over there. And yeah, we're just thrilled to welcome your children. And I think I just want to extend an olive branch. If you need anything, please feel free to reach out to Dr. Chamberlain and me. We are here to support you in anything and everything that we can.
Thanks, guys. So again, I think what really separates, our school is if you look at the three of us, we're here in the system in Poway, and our kids are here. We live here. You're going to see that with so many of your teachers and other staff members that work here at the school. This isn't just a place where we come to work every day. This is our home, and we treat it as such. And we treat all your kids, like family for us. So I'll let you guys skedaddle out of here, and you can monitor those questions for us. So, sorry guys, here we go. Let's hit this slowly. Come on, computer. There we go. All right. We've also got some other staff members with us this evening. We've got one of our counselors is here. At our school, we have several counselors and a student support service. So this is Mr. Tahapari is here. If you wanted to say hi, he's going to share a little bit more about counseling with us later. But he and Yoda are here to join us. So go ahead and say hi.
Hey, Falcon family. Can't wait to see you in real life. Glad to be here today with you this evening, even if it's virtual.
Thank you, sir. We'll hear a little bit more from Mr. Tahapari later. He'll give us some specifics about counseling. But here at Oak Valley, we do have two full-time counselors that are here every single day. And then we share an intervention counselor with Black Mountain Middle School, which is just right over the hill over here. And Mr. Leitner is with us. And we have an assistant who works with those three counselors in the office, Ms. Pagaduan, who you'll speak to a lot when you're talking about classes and courses and all this stuff. And we also have a dedicated area called a student services. And we have a woman who runs that. Her name is Mrs. Stromberg, and we'll talk about her in a little bit. But these are some of the other staff members here who are working with your kiddos. Again, come on, computer. Next slide. So, whoops, sorry, Mr. Wild. Get you guys out of here. All right, now you can. Okay, so some little bit of our culture. So here's just some pictures of us. I know we're in a weird time with COVID, and I want to start off by saying we're planning for next year as if it's 2019. Are there going to be some things different next year? Probably. I don't exactly know what the details are going to be on that, but we're kind of planning and moving forward as if we're basically normal next year. So all the information I'm sharing with you as if we're basically normal. So here's some stuff that normally happens here at Oak Valley that makes us so special. We've always got a puzzle in the library. That's what one of these pictures is. It's my favorite. There's always a puzzle. And kids will walk by, they'll do one or two pieces as they're checking out a book, and they'll leave. We also have a dedicated group of kids who come in at every lunch and work on that puzzle. We've got pictures here of kids playing volleyball, of our choir. Let's see, we got Miss Hetzel who's doing some exploding soda can, a science experiment. One of our things we do at the beginning of the school year is our Start with Hello campaign, and these are the different languages of kids saying hello. We've got a science night down there, our jazz band, 6th grade camp. Our beam signing that we did here with our new building. These are just some of the things that we do here at Oak Valley to connect our kids to this school. So here are, again, some more pictures. We have a brand new building that opened up this year, and last year we were able to sign one of the beams that was used in that building. It's actually in Mrs. Grissom's classroom now in her ceiling. But you can see we all lined up and signed our name in Falcon Blue so that we could be a part of this school. Also, here's a picture of some of our peer. This is our web students here that are connecting our students to our campus. So that's our job, is to connect your kids to this campus and really make this a place for them to grow into who they're going to be. So let's get into some nitty gritty. Let's get into some nitty gritty about what's going on here. Let's talk about our schedule. I'll show you what our campus looks like, some drop off and pickup. Talk about the school bus. We do have a family handbook that's online that goes through a lot of the details and things about rules and all these other sorts of things that you can access on our website. So our schedule, if you don't know, we're on a block schedule. That means on one day we have odd classes, on the next day we have even classes, and we repeat odd, even, odd, even, odd, even, odd, even all year long. So this item on the right here, this is our odd even calendar. You can see Wednesday, September 2nd is an odd day. Then Thursday the 3rd is an even day. Friday the 4th is an odd day. And it just keeps going back and forth. So this is what our schedule looks like. Kids will have 3 core classes a day, and then they'll have an opposite of lunch class. So 3 blocks, opposite of lunch, and then a third block. And you can see classes are 100 minutes long, and our lunch is about 40 minutes long. And we start every day at 8:20. We get out at 3:05. On Tuesdays, we have it's our late start, very much similar to elementary schools have those as well. So our late start is on Tuesdays. We start at 9:20 instead of 8:20, but we still get out at 3:05. So that's our bell schedule. Seems complicated and confusing, and oh my goodness, it's in 5th grade. I just go to Miss Brennan's class, and I'm there, and then I leave. Don't worry, it's all going to make sense. You're never going to know if it's an odd day or an even day, but your students certainly will. Okay, we'll make sure that they know that. So this is what a typical schedule could look like for your students. Just a typical schedule, right? Your student first period maybe has language arts. So it's Monday, I go to my odd classes. Period 1, I have language arts. Period 3, I have math. Then I have my lunch class. Then after that, we have 2 lunches. We have an A lunch and a B lunch. All of our 6th graders have A lunch. So all of our 6th graders are together in A lunch. And then B lunch is all of our 8th graders. And then our 7th graders are kind of split in between. Some have A and some have B. So your 6th grade students here, they'll go to, say, their language arts class. Then they would go to their math class. Then they would go to lunch. Then they would go to their opposite of lunch class, which for us is it's a class where we do other activities with students to connect them to class. There could be some time to do some work. There could be some time, lots of time to have fun. This is the time where we talk about different skills and ways that our students can grow. And then they will have their last block of the day, which in this example is PE. Then the next day is an even day. So they could have, say, social studies for their second period. Then they would go to their elective class. Then they would have their lunch. Then they would have their opposite of lunch class. And then they would have their science class. So this is just a typical day or a typical schedule for what this would look like with a student. And then that just odd, even, just repeats throughout the school year. So that's typically what a schedule looks like for students here in the middle schools. And this is common across our middle schools in Poway Unified. If you have not been to our campus, it's gorgeous. You got to come by and see it. Again, we're relatively new, 15 years. Our facility is absolutely pristine, gorgeous. I've worked at a lot of schools in my day, and this campus is hands down the most beautiful campus I've ever been on. Our grounds crew and our custodial staff have just kept this place immaculate, and it truly is amazing. We have 62 classrooms. We have 6 dedicated science labs, a library, performing arts space, multi-purpose room, gym, locker room, PE facilities. We have a huge lunch area, 2 large new collaboration spaces. You can see on our map here, it sounds big. 1,582 students here at Oak Valley this year. That sounds humongous. It sounds scary. It's really not. When you come to our campus and you stand out here in the main quad, all your buildings are just right there. They're 2 stories, 3, 4, 5, 6, 300, 400, 500, 600 building. Each building is 2 stories. 4 classrooms downstairs, 4 classrooms upstairs. Sounds complicated. It really is easy. And you have this large school that's really on a small footprint. And so you really feel, it doesn't feel big and scary. Everybody's right here. I can stand in the middle of the quad and I can see the whole campus and every single student at lunch. I can just see everybody right there. So it sounds like it's a big place, but it really doesn't feel like a big place when you're here on campus. So we did have a new building that was constructed all last year that actually we have not had any students in yet. It has been completed and it is waiting for our students to be able to be brought back onto campus and fill up. So we are a large school. We had a new 8 classrooms were built, 4 downstairs, 4 upstairs, a large collaboration space in between. It's an amazing facility. And I'm really excited to welcome your students to that facility. We actually have several 6th grade teachers that are in that classroom, as well as our student services center is in there. It's filled with games and things for kids to do. Our ASB classroom is in there as well. And our ASB director will be here a little bit later to kind of tell you about what that is. Our new building was so much fun last year, the kids getting to watch it be built. I had a great time. I learned so much about construction, and it's really great. Your kids are going to love it. being able to access this brand new classroom, brand new learning space, all kinds of new technology. I mean, the lights are fancy. The whole place is pretty incredible. So we're really excited about that. All right. You got to know the system, right? Everybody's nervous about that first day of school because you don't want someone honking at you because you don't know the system. I get it. Don't worry. We're patient here at Oak Valley. You're going to be just fine. But there's a couple ways to get here to school. Number one, if you haven't been to Oak Valley before, I would encourage you to drive by and check us out. You can see here along this main thoroughfare, right here along Carmel Valley Road, that there's a green curb along most of that road. And you're able to stop and drop your student off on this road. And students will get out and they'll walk down this little bus loop path here and they'll walk into the back of the school and go to campus. Some parents prefer to drive into the parking lot. That's fine. So you come down here, down Carmel Valley, and you turn right onto Wine Creek Road and you come down here into our parking lot. You can see that in this top picture right here. And you'll drive around here and you'll wait your turn to be up on the curb, and you'll be able to, kids will pop out and they'll come into school and you'll be able to drive out. So we do have a pretty specific way to get in and out. And I've had a lot of questions that people have been asking me about that, about what's the process. And we'll send this out to families in August and remind our 7th and 8th grade families as well as the process. Some students ride bikes, which is great. We've got bike racks and places for them to lock their bikes or their scooters or skateboards or whatever. We, of course, just ask, of course, our kids are wearing helmets, right? Some students, of course, are also going to take the bus. What do I do about that? What if my student takes the bus? We have the most buses of any middle school here in Poway Unified. We have a lot of buses that come here, and that's great. All the information about buses can be found on the Poway Unified Transportation Department. You just go to Poway Unified and go to Parent Resources, and then there's a tab called Transportation, and you can find all the information about bus passes and bus routes and bus times. But our school buses drop off about 20 minutes or so before school starts, depending upon your route. Kids kind of hang out in the quad. School gets out every day at 3:05, and our buses wait for approximately 7 minutes until the end of the bell for kids to get on the bus, and then all of our buses roll out and leave. And we do have a late bus Monday through Thursday that for students that have after-school activities. If you have questions about buses or bus passes, our receptionist, her name is Mrs. Marsh. She is the one who kind of handles the bus passes. So if you have any questions, you could reach out to her or reach out to our receptionist. You can see here on this graphic, again, the buses all drop off in the back here as opposed to in the front. So you can see our buses all drop off in this back bus loop here is where the buses go, whereas all of our families go in here. And so we'll kind of move on here to our next topic is about our teachers. So let's talk about curriculum. So your students are all going to take the same classes, right? They're going to take an English class. They're going to take a social studies class. They're going to take a science class, a math class, a physical education class, an elective class. And so everybody's going to kind of take the same thing. This is really awesome for kids because if your student is really into, band, they're going to get to do it. It's going to be one of their classes. If your kid is really into science, science doesn't just become that activity you get to do every other Thursday. It's a dedicated class here. And that's really what makes middle school special for kids when they first get into 6th grade, is that they really get to do those activities in those classes that they love so much. Many of you have already heard this, from your elementary school. We pushed this out several weeks ago. That Poway Unified, has ended the GATE program. They did not do GATE testing last year. They're not doing GATE testing this year. That really doesn't mean a whole lot for us here at Oak Valley. And I've sent this message out to our community, so you may have already heard this already. Here at Oak Valley, there aren't any of our classes that are open to only GATE students, right? A lot of people ask about our math program. We do have an accelerated math class here. Do I have to be a GATE to be in that class? And the answer is no. The same thing goes for high school. You heard about AP classes, and some people think, well, I have to be a GATE student in order to take an AP class. That's not true at all. Those classes are open to any individual. So here at Oak Valley, we're no longer doing GATE and Poway Unified. But at Oak Valley, we have so many students that are identified here at Oak Valley. Over a third of our school is identified as GATE. So in every single class, at every single classroom here at Oak Valley, a third of the kids are identified as GATE. So our teachers are well equipped to support those students who are high achievers, just like they're well equipped to support those students who are learning English or support those students who are needing support. Because we all know a GATE student may be phenomenal in science, but they may not be great in social studies at all, and that's totally fine. So the other thing we're going to talk about is kind of sixth grade camp. And again, we're operating as if we're back to normal next year. So we don't know that sixth grade camp is going to happen or not. It did not happen this year, but we'll talk a little bit about sixth grade camp at the end here. So first I have Mr. Booter is here. I got a little presentation here to show you from our English language arts teacher here. Oops, let me go back. Mr. Booter.
Hello, Falcon.
Sorry, guys. Try that again. There we go.
My name is Mr. Buter, and I'm a sixth grade teacher here at Oak Valley. Tonight, I would like to take a couple moments and discuss the language arts and social studies curriculum we use here at school. In language arts, we focus on finding details and explaining why they're important. Not just that students can identify a fact, but that they understand the significance of the facts they're using in their writing and in their speaking. We do this in two broad fields, writing and reading. For writing, we emphasize narrative, informational, and persuasive writing, with students honing their skills through essays, short answer responses, spoken presentations, and through a use of visuals that can be drawn, video related, or even use infographics. Within these activities, students also learn grammar and vocabulary, particularly roots. We also use a variety of literature, from short stories, news articles, informational texts, encyclopedia entries, poetry, and teachers have a selection of a variety of novels approved by Poway Unified. These range from Maru of the Winter Caves, Bridge to Terabithia, The K, or the newest edition, The Breadwinner. Students are also highly encouraged to choose their own books that they would like to read and to do so independently. Often, we actually make this an assignment in a fun, really relaxed kind of way so that students simply like to read. The more a student reads and the more a student writes, the better they get. If they enjoy reading, they will become a better reader and they will become a better writer. In social studies, we as a team seek to expose students to a variety of ancient human cultures and to make inferences based on the information they learn. We cover everything from the dawn of human history to the Roman Republic, with stops along the way in Mesopotamia, Egypt, the Kingdom of Kush, with the most epic warrior queens humanity has ever known, the Candace. Ancient Israel, the first world superpower, the Persian Empire, India, China, and Greece. We also seek to teach these civilizations through their own voices. Too often, ancient civilizations are taught through the perspective of another, either older civilization or their enemy who happened to defeat them. That's not fair to these civilizations themselves, who are often painted in ways that they did not actually exist in. And so we seek to teach them in their own light through their own words, particularly Kush, ancient Israel, and Persia. Students learn about the geography and achievements of these peoples through readings, simulations, interactive activities. Sometimes it's an escape room, sometimes they might be building something. However, it engages the students in learning and making history fun. Our social studies curriculum would also not be complete without help from parent volunteers who come in 5 times a year to teach an art core lesson connected to one of our social studies units. It's a great way for parents to be involved in their students' education and to come visit them here at school. You get to meet us and see what their classmates and their classrooms are like. Sign-ups for volunteers will be at Back to School Night in the fall.
All right, thank you for that. So I was a history teacher, and I got, like I said, 2 girls at home. And one of my girls is super into history, and she loves reading, and she loves learning about ancient people or places and things like that. And so this is, again, one of the things that makes middle school so different and so unique and special and fun for kids, because those students that love history are going to get 100 minutes of it every other day. It's one of their classes that they take. Same thing with English. Our students that love to read and to write, this is an opportunity to really dive deep into that content, dive deep into that curriculum. And we have such a great humanities team that's going to work with your kids. So next we have a little a video here about our science class. We do that. All right, this is Mrs. Valentine. Let me start this off for you.
Hello, 5th grade parents. My name is Miss Valentine. I teach 6th grade science and 6th or 8th grade choir here at Oak Valley. And it will be my 16th year teaching at Oak Valley. And I love it here. I love the students. I love my coworkers and the administration. It's just a really good place to be. And I think you've really landed in a good place. So I just wanted to take a minute or two to tell you about the 6th grade science curriculum. In elementary school, your kids have been able to dabble in science, but in 6th grade, they really get to dive in. In 6th grade, we have integrated science with earth, life, and physical science. They'll get a chance to work in engineering by creating a prosthetic hand. We'll be able to see how the human body systems work together by creating a life-size model. You can see a picture of that below. We have frog dissections, and they'll get to go cookie mining, and there's just a lot of fun hands-on experiments in 6th grade science. Just as the slide mentions, 6th grade earth science will be earth processes and human impact on the environment, and the life science will be largely about body systems and cells, and physical science is about heat transfer. So it's just an introduction to more in-depth understanding of science. And most kids say that science is a fun class for them and they enjoy it. So I hope that you're excited to send your upcoming 6th grader to our school, because we are excited to have them. So welcome to Oak Valley.
I would also agree that science is really a super fun class. I love the day where the kids make the prosthetic hand out of cardboard and string, and they pull the little string, which then makes the hand move. It's super cool. It's a lot of fun. I love our kids getting a chance to have that dedicated science curriculum. So a lot of parents are having questions about math. We got a lot of questions that are being asked right now about math. So let's watch this real quick here. Video about our math, and then I'll speak a little bit more about our 2 math pathways that we have here at all of our middle schools on Poway Unified.
Hi, Future Falcons and families. My name is Mrs. Dutchendorf, and I'm here to talk to you guys about our math track at Oak Valley. At Oak Valley, there are 2 tracks that a student can take. The first one is the accelerated math track. In accelerated, your student will start with Math 6 and end with Math 7. In 7th grade, they'll revisit Math 7 and start Math 8, and so forth. Each child in this program will be looked at the end of 5th grade at their scores, requirements, just to make sure that this is the right fit for them. There's also a math track where kids will take Math 6 their 6th grade year, Math 7 their 7th grade year, and Math 8 their 8th grade year. Our goal is to make sure that your child gets put in the best placement for him or her. All 6th grade students will start with this textbook. It's the CP3 grade 6 textbook. With the CP3 program, students will go through 7 lessons, starting with prime time, comparing bits and pieces, let's be rational, covering and surrounding, decimal ops, variable patterns, and data about us. Our goal is that all 6th grade students will be able to make sense of problems and persevere in solving them, reason abstractly and quantitatively, construct viable arguments and critique the reasoning of others, model with mathematics, use appropriate tools strategically, attend to precision, look for and make use of structure, and look for and express regularity in repeated reasoning. Thanks so much for your time. That's Math 6 in a nutshell. We're so excited to meet you all next year. Have a great rest of your 5th grade year. Enjoy it, and we can't wait to meet you at Oak Valley next year. Have a great day. Bye.
Let me just go over math a little bit for you, okay? There's 2 pathways of math in all of our middle schools in Poway Unified, okay? We don't offer advanced math. We offer what's called accelerated math, compacted math. Every student in Poway Unified takes the same math classes, Math 6, 7, 8, integrated 1A, 1B, integrated 2A, 2B, integrated 3A, 3B, pre-calculus, calculus, okay? The difference is the speed at which they take that. So here at Oak Valley, you're either going to take Math 6 as a 6th grader, Math 7 as a 7th grader, and Math 8 as an 8th grader, and you're going to spend more time on that content. You're going to dive deeper into it. Think of it as getting more practice dribbling before the basketball game. Or you're going to be in the accelerated pathway where you take Math 6, 7 in 6th grade. So all of Math 6 and a half of a year, part of Math 7. Then you take Math 7, 8 as a 7th grader. So the rest of Math 7 and all of Math 8. And then you take integrated 1A, 1B, which is basically, the first year of integrated. That's a quickly paced class. Those are the only 2 options. Students cannot enter 6th grade in Math 7, 8. They can only enter in either Math 6 or Math 6, 7. And here at Oak Valley, we don't decide which students those are. That's all based upon stuff that happens in 5th grade and in 4th grade. And in the past, there was one score on one test which determined if you were able to be offered this accelerated path, and that changed a couple years back. So now there are multiple ways to get in. There's 4th grade scores in CASP. In 5th grade, it's iReady and CASP. There's also a teacher recommendation component. So there's a group of factors to then determine whether or not the district, they compile that data, and then they send an email to those families and says, are you interested in this accelerated pathway or not? And then families decide. And then we get then a list right around June that says, these are the people here, and these are the people here, and then our counselors put them in those classes. We don't accept a curriculum from outside of Poway Unified. So you can't take a class over the summer and then ask to come here and then skip a class. We don't do that in any school in our district. You can only take math within Poway Unified. So anything you would take outside or over the summer, we consider for enrichment. It's not something that you could then take to skip ahead or do anything like that. I got to tell you though, listen to me closely. The time to accelerate in math is high school, not middle school. Okay, here in middle school, 6th grade, a lot of families think it's too easy and they want to skip ahead. That's because 6th grade math, the first chunk of 6th grade math is really a review of all of elementary school. And if your kid is really good at their times tables and all that stuff, they're gonna think it's too easy. It picks up real quick. And 7th grade math is when it all changes and it's super difficult. And so that's why we really need our kids to learn those fundamentals in middle school. Because in high school you can skip ahead real fast. At Del Norte, they're on the trimester system, 3 trimesters in a year, which means you can take 3 math classes in a year. And they can skip ahead really fast. So I want to let you know right now, it doesn't matter if you start with Math 6 or if you start with Math 6, 7. You're still going to be able to get to calculus when you get to high school. You're still going to be able to take that AP calculus class. Here in middle school, it's about really learning that foundational math, really learning those skills so that when you get to calculus, you're really able to be successful. Okay, so that's the way that math works here. There's no one test score that gets you in or doesn't get you in. It's multiple factors that are determined by the district, and then they send us out a list every spring. Okay, so hopefully that answers those questions about that. Let's talk about physical education. This is one of the get Coach Smith in here for this one. Right now, all of our kids, including my own, are stuck at home in front of these computer screens, and this has got to be my favorite part of middle school, is getting these kids active. So Coach Smith is here to tell us a little bit about what physical education is like. Coach Smith, the Zoom window is all yours, my friend.
Mr. Young, can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Oak Valley families, can you hear me? I hope you can hear me. Hey, welcome everybody. Thanks for coming tonight. Fingers crossed that this all continues to work while I'm talking and we don't lose connect. We should be good. So, hey, I want to go back to what Mr. Young was saying at the beginning before I start, and that we're kind of operating under the assumption that next year We have all boarded Mr. Young's DeLorean, and we get the lightning strike when we need to that hits the clock tower that we installed on the top of the new building, and we all get to go back in time and get out into the real locker room, not my virtual locker room that I've been stuck in, and we go back out onto the blacktop and we're playing. So working underneath that kind of idea, I just wanted to share a little bit with you guys tonight. So first things first, parents, you can stop listening for a second because I want to talk to the kids. Kids, this is for you. I've taught everything from kindergarten all the way up through middle school, and I want you guys to understand kind of what you're walking into with PE. You may or may not have heard a little bit if you've got an older brother or older sister. They might have already kind of shared with you some of the great stuff. But I'm sharing with you my experience and then what my sixth graders tell me every year. And they say, the best thing about middle school, well, besides the cafeteria, because apparently our cafeteria rocks over elementary cafeteria. After the food in the cafeteria, then the best thing is PE. Because it's not recess. It's not running club. It's not something that can be taken away from you because you haven't finished the project or whatever. It's guaranteed playtime. Every other day, guaranteed, you're coming out and we're going to play. Okay, so I just want to share with you real quick some of the things that we might be doing. Here's how you know it's going to be different. It's not recess because we're going to be changing into our clothes. We're going into our locker room and we're putting on our Falcon gear. We're going to have shirt and shorts and we're going to change out and then we're going to head out and we're going to start playing. We might go into the fitness lab. One of the cool things we have on school is a fitness lab. And when we go into the fitness lab, we get to use all kinds of stuff to make ourselves stronger. We're going to use all kinds of different equipment that you've never seen before. And we're going to work on making our muscles stronger and building our endurance. And then we'll head outside and we'll play some games where we're going to learn to dribble. We're going to learn to pass. We're going to learn to throw and work on the mechanics. We're going to do all kinds of stuff. We'll play volleyball, one of my favorites. I challenge you in this game. Oh my gosh, it's one of my favorites. These are actually really fun. They're soft. It's not going to hurt too bad, but I will be crushing this, and hopefully this doesn't end up imprinted on anybody's forehead. And then we're going to play some forehand, backhand. We'll go out to the paddleball courts. We've got racquetball courts out there. We're going to play pickleball. We'll play that because in 7th grade, you're then going to get to go play tennis. So we have to work on forehand and backhand so you know what you're doing, and then we can continue playing with those skills in 7th grade. We'll do a little jump rope. Some of you guys are really good at that, probably better than me. We're going to have a circus unit in the gym where we're going to learn to juggle stuff. All kinds of cool things in there. There's going to be rubber chickens. I'm not sure why. That'll be happening too. Flying pigs. All kinds of things going on. Then, one of my favorites, the circus unit, where we will be doing Diablos. Incredible stuff. The gym is fantastic. Maybe even a little badminton. I'm really good at this too. So, I'll bring the tissue. You'll be okay. Now, all of that stuff just for you guys. That's not like elementary, right? Totally different. We get to do all of that. So I hope you're excited because I am. I can't wait to be doing that again with you. Now, parents, you need to be listening. So I'm going to take off my coach's hat and I'm back to like parent hat mode now. Okay, so the kids, you guys are done. You can go have some dessert. Parents, this is for you. I could talk to you about the slide that Coach Young has up on the screen. And we could talk about all the different units and things like that. I could tell you about our PE website that has the bios of all of the coaches. If you want to go on there and check it out tonight. So when you know which coach your child has, you can look it up and learn all kinds of stuff about us. All that stuff's really good. But really, I wanted to boil it down to 3 things. There's 3 very important things that I need all of our incoming Falcon families, moms and dads, grandmas and grandpas, uncles and aunts to know that you could be helping us with. First and foremost, please, 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 make sure that they're coming with one of these. Deodorant would be fantastic. If this was part of like their 3 essentials, we need this coming in. So if they were sponsored by Old Spice, we'd really appreciate it. We also would love it if they had a dedicated pair of shoes because we're going to be playing, we're going to be running around. Flip-flops are not happening. Sandals not happening. We need to be prepared and ready to play. And then the last thing is their lock. There is a video on our website that helps the kids learn how to open their lock. And if there is one thing that stresses the 6th graders out more than anything else the first couple of days of school, it's trying to open that lock. And they're like, oh my God, it's broken. And I'm like, really? It's broken? What do I get if I can open it? $50? Really? Click. I kid you not, that happened one year, and the student came back the next day and he paid me with $50 in Monopoly money. I still have it on my cart when I go out onto the blacktop. So if you can help them figure out how to open their locks, it makes the first couple of days way less stressful. They're feeling confident, they get their gear taken care of, and then we can relax and just play. So a couple of things for the kids, a couple of things for the parents. My last thing I just wanted to throw in there, back to the kids. Fingers crossed that camp happens. I will tell you this, sixth graders. I didn't get to go to sixth grade camp until I was in my 40s. I never went when I was a kid. And I was worried. I was nervous. I was like, what is this? What's this going to be like? And I'll tell you, man, every year we go, we have a ball. It is so fun. So my fingers are crossed that, yes, everything works out and we get to go. And I can't wait to go play with you guys up at Camp 2. I'll answer all your questions, anything that you guys need as we start getting closer to that. If it's going to happen, trust me, we're going to have a great time. I'm thirsty. I got to go, Coach.
Good work, Coach.
Bye, Falcons. I'll see you next year.
Thank you, Coach Smith. We appreciate you so much. Have yourself a fantastic evening. So thank you for that. That was great. PE is awesome. So much great stuff happens out there. I love when they're doing all the juggling. That's got to be my favorite thing, watching them do that. We've also got a ton of great electives here. So your kids are going to kind of have two paths for electives. They're either going to take a performing arts class or they're going to take what we call the sixth grade wheel. In the sixth grade wheel, there's 4 different activities and kids rotate through 3 of those 4 activities throughout the school year, every 12 weeks. So there's 4 things that happen in the wheel. And this is kind of by chance what they get. There's an art class, there's an introduction to engineering, an introduction to computers, and what we call a middle school success strategy. So it's like, welcome to middle school. Well, how do I take notes? I got more than one textbook to read. What do I do? So it's kind of how to help you through all of that. On our website, and I'll show you what it looks like on the next slide here, we have links to these various activities so you can kind of see what the teachers look like and kind of get an idea what that's all about. There's some videos that they posted. I would encourage you to check that out. Or your student may be interested in a performing arts class that we have. We have a band class, a dedicated band class. So if your student plays any sort of woodwind or brass instrument, a flute, a clarinet, a saxophone, trumpet, or if they're also a percussionist, so they play the drums or the xylophone, something like that, you're going to be in the band class. Okay. We also have a dedicated orchestra class. So that's any string instrument, a violin, viola, a cello, a bass, any of the string instruments, you're going to be in our orchestra class. Let me tell you, and then our third option here is, of course, a chorus. We have a fantastic chorus. This is my kid's favorite, is to come to the choir concerts. We like to sit in the front row. My 2 elementary age girls are just like, oh my gosh, Daddy, I want to be in that class so bad. I want to sing like they do. We have a chorus class as well. So your student may be interested in performing arts. We have a ton of information on our website about our electives, and you can click on these different boxes and see videos about our different electives and kind of hear about all the different things that we have. We have the largest performing arts number of students in performing arts here at Oak Valley of any of the middle schools. We have the biggest program. It's phenomenal. All 3 of our teachers and our performing arts programs are incredible. I was a band guy growing up, so I'm like the band principal. I'm all about it. It's fantastic. The wheel electives that we have, the classes that we've been really honing and creating over the years are amazing. No matter what your kids do, they are going to love their elective. So information has come home through 5th grade. They have the sign-up form. I would encourage you to sit down with your student and talk about what class they want to take, because it is a year-long class that they're gonna be taking. We also have a class, an opportunity. I think it's called looping. I'm gonna play this real quick for you that talks about what our looping class is about. Okay.
Hi, this is Michelle Doyle, and I am here to tell you all about our OVMS's looping for 2021 to 2023. This year, or next year, Mrs. Doyle, Michelle Doyle, and Sierra Stauffer, now Mrs. Warham, are going to be looping with kids next year and then the next year after that, for 6th grade and 7th grade. So the picture above here is a class that I had about 2 years ago, and that would be the two classes together. They're still great friends, and they still come back and visit. So the definition of looping is when an educator continues teaching their current class into the next grade level. So for Oak Valley, it's 6th and 7th grade. For the years of 2021 to 2023, your looping teachers will be Liam, Miss Orham. That is subject to change depending on you know, things that happen. Like I always say, life happens. The benefits of looping are that teachers, we make a human connection with your kids, like all teachers do. The best part, though, is that we get to know the best and the worst of your kids, and that helps us understand them to help them move forward and become their next year teacher. It allows us to know the knowledge gaps, the strengths, the weaknesses, and instead of getting to know all your teachers at the beginning of the next year, we just move straight into learning, and we probably save about 2 weeks of the year on having to learn names and get a hold of family and whatnot. It is a smooth transition to 7th grade because they're not having to relearn all of their classmates and whatnot. Do understand that they will be having a different PE teacher the next year. They'll have a different elective to be taking. They'll have possibly an encore class. There's plenty of opportunity in 7th grade to have a variety of teachers, but they will still stick with their core subjects with the 2 teachers that will be looping. So the sense of community and belonging really encourage kids to connect in meaningful ways, and which enhances the overall learning process. If you have a kid that you know, has some anxiety, is stressed out, even you have apprehension about middle school, this might be a good option for you and your child. The bond and with our looping teachers and students is strong by the end of 2 years. And also, I guess the last part with academic challenges, maybe social challenges, you know, it really does help to loop with the same teachers so they get to know your child. So here's a couple more pictures. This was taken quite a few years ago. These kids are done with college, if you can believe it. But some of my loopers every year ask for a reunion, and we end up getting about 5 generations of them together. So super proud of these kids. I hope that I get to be your teacher next year, and I will see you next year in class. Thanks, bye.
Yeah, so looping is a small little cohort we have here on campus, and you know, so you'll stay with your teacher from 6th grade, and you'll move with that teacher to 7th grade, and you know, it's kind of subject. If a lot of people want it, we have to have a lottery. So that kind of varies from year to year, but it's just an opportunity, and it doesn't work for everybody. It maybe work for your student, I don't know. It's an opportunity for students that maybe are really uncertain of the whole 3 years of middle school, and the idea of being with a teacher for more than 1 year, the same teacher, is something that appeals to them. So that's something that is beneficial for some of our students, and we want to try to, again, make the best learning environment for all kids. So that's a little bit about looping. So, okay, what comes up next? You guys are doing great. Everybody at home, you're doing great. Throw another log in the fire. It's the home stretch. We're going to do the back end of the track here. We're almost done. You guys are doing great. Stick with me, okay? So real quick, let me talk about 6th grade camp. Then we're going to talk about our counseling office. So 6th grade camp typically happens in October for us. We don't have exact dates yet. We requested October this year. 6th grade camp is held at Camp Cuyamaca. It's the same place where I went to 6th grade camp. It's the same place where my dad went to 6th grade camp in 1959. That's when my dad was at Camp Cuyamaca. So it's an awesome opportunity for kids to spend 4.5 days away in the woods, learning, doing crafts, hiking, rappelling, doing a talent show. It is the best. I cannot tell you enough how awesome 6th grade camp is. And we'll talk more about that in the fall. We'll have the folks from Camp Cuyamaca will come out and speak to us, typically on back to school night. So I don't know if this, again, it didn't happen this year. We're hoping that 6th grade camp happens next year. But it is one of the things that we do in Poway Unified is the 6th grade camp. So what about support? How do we help these Falcons, right? How do we help our Falcons transition here to high school or to middle school and then on into high school. And again, this is different than elementary school. We have a whole wing of this welcome center that is dedicated to the love and care and support of our students. And one of the masters of that wing is joining us tonight. That's Mr. Tahapari. Mr. Tahapari, can you tell us a little bit about some of the great ways that you and your team support our students here at Oak Valley?
Yes, of course. It would be my pleasure. Welcome, everybody. Aloha, future Falcon family. Before we do that, I just want to do a quick pop culture reference because, Coach Smith did Back to the Future. So sixth graders or rising sixth graders, if you're kind of off screen or not really paying attention, come closer to me, please. Come closer. Make sure you're here looking. Here we go. You ready?
I'm ready.
This is not the virtual world that you're looking for. I will say that again as a Jedi Master. This is not the virtual world we're looking for next year. Okay, cut. That's my one pop culture reference for
I want everybody here in person. That's what I want.
Yes, please. Yes, so as counselors, as Mr. Young mentioned, there's 3 of us. And we have 3 domains that we focus on primarily. One is the career college readiness piece. The second is the academic. And the third is the social emotional. No particular order. Examples of that, like for right now, for example, as you know, you should have the 6th grade course request forms. And that is part of our job to make sure that all of you know what to enter and that you enter it and that we have the schedules there for your 6th graders when school starts. So that's an example of what we do academically. I mean, there's a lot of other things we do there, of course. We do grade checks. We check to make sure that your students are academically successful. And then my favorite part of the work is, of course, the social emotional. I know, for example, in my office, I have a rocking chair. So 6th graders, if you feel like chilling, come on over, just sit in the rocking chair, rock. Sometimes I'll have students that just kind of walk in there and don't say much. They just kind of rock. And then, 5 minutes later, they'll look at me and say, "I'm good, Mr. T." I'm like, "Okay, here's your let me get you your pass. Have a nice day." I also have candy. Oh, well, oops, I don't know if I can do that now. Sorry, my bad. I have something. I usually try to give something so that there's a nice little plus bonus for them to come on into the office. And we do a lot of things because, as you know, there's this thing called life that not only happens to us as adults, but of course happens to your children. And we all know this word very well, drama. It happens. And part of our job is to help mitigate that, to help students be able to work through that, to help them process it, to help them overcome, and to help them discover solutions. So that is a primary, one of our biggest jobs that we do as counselors. Between the 3 of us, I want to say there's probably close to, 50 years worth of experience there. So know that we're a very tight-knit group, very experienced. We pretty much done it all. I know for me, for example, I've been in the high school level as well as in the higher education level as well. So I've kind of been in all different levels. So it's been a pleasure and honor serving as a school counselor. And I look forward to being able to get to know your students because for us, as Mr. Young has mentioned, it's all about relationships. That's all we want to do is just keep building.
Oops.
Whoopsie.
Sorry,
just keep building. Yeah, just keep building and building those relationships. Another area that we have additional support for your kiddos is our Falcon Center. Ms. Stromberg, who is works for Student Services, has an entire Falcon Center in our brand spanking new 300 building. And as you can see from the picture there, it's like a game room. There's ping pong, chess. A lot of 6th graders during lunch love going there. Among the many other things that Mrs. Stromberg is involved with is our Oak Valley Peer Leaders. She's one of the co-advisors for that. She's also is involved with the No Place for Hate program. She also does anti-tobacco cessation. And then one of my favorites that she helps us out with quite a bit is also the support groups, the small groups that we have to help support our kids. And of course, last but not least, she also supports ASB and Web. She is pretty much a multifaceted, very talented, most valuable utility infielder, in my opinion. And that is what we do.
So again, middle school is is this 3-year time period where, I mean, yeah, we're taking classes, right? I'm learning content, I'm learning history, I'm dissecting frogs, right? I'm dribbling a basketball. But I don't know if you remember middle school Oak Valley families, but it was a tough 3 years. It's a tough 3 years. And for me as the principal, I know our counseling team, our job here is to help your students with those things as well. Just navigating growing up and life and friendships, and we're here to help with that. And the fact that we have full-time staff that are here every single day, I mean, you'll see Mr. Tahapar, Ms. Ball, Mr. Leitner, they're in front of they're outside waving to families, rain or shine, they're out there waving and smiling. Every lunch, they're out there with kids. That's what we do. We're not in our offices, we're out there with kids. And that's, again, what separates us and really makes us a special place. Mr. Tahapari, thank you for your time tonight. Everybody's contact information is online. I know, if you got stuff, we'll be here coming into the summertime as well. So don't hesitate to reach out. We look forward to seeing all those Falcons. Mr. Tahapari.
May the force be with you all. May the force be with you all.
Thank you so much. All right, 2 more topics, guys, and then we're out of here. So let me tell you a little bit about how you parents can get involved here at Oak Valley. We have 2 different parent organizations that are specific to Oak Valley. We also have some organizations that are specific to activities. We have a group that works with our performing arts group. We have a booster organization that works with our 3 performing arts groups. But we have a PTSA, a Parent Teacher Student Association here at Oak Valley Middle School. You're very familiar with PTAs and PTSAs in your elementary schools. They do a lot of fantastic work here. Art Corps, Adopt a Family, we have a book fair. We have a monthly character counts award ceremony. We call it Breakfast of Champions. We just had our Lunar New Year celebration that we did with students. We do the PTSA, the larger county reflections project. They sell spirit wear, Falcon gear. They also, of course, do great things for the staff here. And they really rely on you families to get involved. We want you to be on this campus. I'm telling you right now, I want you parents to be on this campus. And there are ways for you to get involved. A lot of times in elementary school, you are so tied to your school, you're doing things, you're involved. When you get to high school, you get to be involved in your kid's thing. You're on the water polo boosters organization because your kid's super into water polo. And we kind of forget about middle school. A lot of times families don't think that we need you in middle school. We need you in middle school. Please get involved in our PTSA. Our Art Corps is really unique. We're the only middle school in Powell Unified that does what's called Art Corps. There are 5 art lessons that happen this year in all of our classrooms, and they're run by parent volunteers. And this is the best way for you to get involved. We teach you how to do the lessons. It's super fun. And then you get to go into the classroom with the teachers and you get to teach the kids these art lessons. And at the very end of the year, we have an art show. So it's an opportunity for you to get involved, and we really love it. I'm back here again. Sorry, Mr. Tahapar. I'm going to get out of here. So we have a couple of addresses for you to contact. If you're interested in getting more information about the PTSA, we'll have flyers for you at registration when we get into August, when we bring kids back to take pictures and get textbooks in August. The Falcon PTSA, you can find their information on our website. There's also a Facebook group out there that you can join. The website is right there, ovmsptsa.org. If you're interested, this is open to all families, and I believe this is coming out on all the elementary schools' newsletters this week. We're having a family magic show on April 1st. I've already bought my ticket. It sounds actually super cool. The magician guy sends you a box of tricks, and then we have a dedicated us-only Zoom magic show. And the box of tricks are at home, and your kids get to do the tricks with the magician. And instead of calling a volunteer on the stage, he'll call one of the kids in the Zoom window. So we're doing that here at Oak Valley, and we wanted to offer that out there to our 5th grade families as well, since you're future Falcons. You're going to be with us in a couple of weeks. So check that out. It sounds like fun. We're all signed up here in my family. We're excited to be a part of that. So check out that website. You can link it on ours as well. We also have a foundation, and the foundation's focus, the PTSA's focus is on the people here at Oak Valley, really on the staff, and the kids and helping them. Whereas our foundation is really focused on fundraising to help supplement our curriculum here. They provide opportunities to support teachers and with equipment and things that they need in their classroom. They provided some giant shade structures around our new 300 building, 5 giant shade structures. There's a picture there. This year, they've provided funding to supply all of our 7th and 8th grade science teachers with lab kits that we send home every couple of weeks with families. So they're doing live science during virtual learning. Right now, we're doing live science in kitchens at home because of these supplies that we've sent home. They are looking for volunteers to run for positions and things. There's a QR code here if you want more information. We have a little message from our foundation president, and then we'll hear from some of our kids, and then we can all eat ice cream. Does that sound good? Okay, let me, Mr. Top Harlex, I keep turning you back on. I'm sorry, bud. Here is our foundation president.
Hello, new 6th grade families. Welcome to Oak Valley Middle School. My name is Daryl Keller, and I'm the president of Oak Valley Falcon Foundation. Just as in elementary school, the middle school foundation plays an important role in filling the gaps caused by budget shortfalls. Here at Oak Valley, the foundation has helped the school in a number of ways, including Chromebook carts, supplies for science, art, and many other subjects, safety kits for the classroom, table umbrellas, and a new shade structure added next to the newest building on campus. This year, we have also helped teachers with supplies to send home, allowing students to participate in science and art projects while in distance learning. We hope that when you come to Oak Valley, you will consider joining or donating to the foundation so that we can continue to provide the highest quality education to our students. For information on the foundation, please visit our website at oakvalleyfalconfoundation.com. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Keller. So yeah, our foundation is phenomenal. They do just amazing things for us. I really encourage you to participate in that. All right. Enough with me. You guys don't want to hear from me. I mean, I've been talking for an hour and 16 minutes, which is driving all you crazy. You want to hear from the kids. So we got some students here who are going to talk to you. And then we're going to throw to our assistant principals here to take some of the big questions that are popping up in the QR code. Let's get our ASB director in here, Mrs. Abood. Oh, there she is.
Hi.
How are you? Look at you broadcasting live from the new building. There she is.
300 building. I know. Look, see, check it out.
Technology.
Getting a virtual tour right now. So, hello. Thank you for being here. Welcome home. My name is Kristen Abood, and I am a 7th grade teacher here, and I also am our ASB director. I've been teaching for 21 years, and I know you're all looking at me thinking, oh my gosh, did you start teaching when you were 9? No. And our ASB mission is students are at the heart of Oak Valley, and raising their spirit is our first priority. I have the distinct honor and pleasure of working with our student leaders here at school, and I know you don't need to hear from me, so I have asked 3 of our students to come in, and I'm going to have them speak to you about their perspective, their experience, and just what's in their heart about Oak Valley. So first up, I'm going to let Jessalyn come on over and introduce herself.
Good evening, future Falcon families. My name is Jessalyn, and I'm the ASB president. This is my 3rd and final year as part of Oak Valley's phenomenal ASB class. I love being an ASB because it helps strengthen my leadership skills, where I'm not afraid to lead during our monthly business meetings, and communication skills where I'm comfortable speaking in front of a crowd. During our monthly business meetings, we typically discuss ongoing and upcoming events or ideas and approve club expenses. As many of you know, this school year has been challenging for many students, teachers, and staff. ASB has been keeping students connected in many ways, such as hosting Spirit Weeks, virtual lunchtime activities where students challenge our teachers and staff in trivia games, and creating monthly ASB newsletters that feature ASB announcements, teacher and staff interviews, and much more. Please check out our ASB newsletters on our school website under the Students tab to see what our Falcons have been up to. If your child is interested in being part of our fantabulous ASB class this fall, they are required to complete an interest application and attend a mandatory interview with our current ASB members and our ASB advisors, Mrs. Abood and Ms. Stromberg. More info about our ASB applications and interviews will be provided shortly. Please note that ASB is a year-long elective class, and even if you are not selected to be part of ASB, there are still other leadership clubs around our campus, such as Oak Valley Peer Leaders and No Place for Hate. Future Falcons. I know that one of your biggest worries about transitioning from elementary school to Oak Valley is getting lost on our huge campus. On my first day as a proud Falcon, I remember saying, "Whoa, this is a big campus with so many students." However, all of our teachers and staff are dedicated, kind, and encouraging. They always have the brightest smiles on their faces and will definitely help you out if you ever get lost. One of my fondest memories as an incoming sixth grader at Oak Valley is learning that we have the best cafeteria snacks, slushies, chips, cookies, ice cream, and so many more delicious treats. Although I will be a Nighthawk this fall, I can reassure you that our incoming Falcons will fit right in at Oak Valley. I wish them the best of luck, and I know that they will fall in love with Oak Valley the moment they step onto our campus. Thank you, and welcome to our proud Falcon family where we belong here.
Love. That was great.
And now I'm going to introduce my fellow ASB member, Addison.
Hello, Falcon families. My name is Addison Ward, and I'm an 8th grader here at Oak Valley. I'm an ASB, OBPL, No Place for Hate, and many other leadership things on campus. Today, I'm going to be telling you about my experience here at Oak Valley. So coming into 6th grade, I was new to the district. I was super nervous about meeting friends, school in general, and I was super surprised and so happily surprised by the welcoming staff and admin, and also the students. We are such a family here at Oak Valley, and the culture is just amazing. The people are amazing, the teachers are amazing, everyone is awesome. So I was so happy with that, and you have nothing to worry about when it comes to people. I'm going to share a couple things I've learned of my almost 3 years here at Oak Valley. One, things happen, so just go with the flow. Everything will turn out okay, because some things have happened to me and to others, but everything has turned out for the best, and I've learned from them. Two, the teachers are awesome. Trust them, because trusting your teachers and trusting the adults here on campus is key for communication and for a good relationship with them. And three, enjoy those 3 years because they go by so fast. Find yourself, find your good friends, and find those support systems on campus, teachers and counselors and student services, because those are so important. It's vital for surviving middle school and really enjoying it. So have fun and be amazing, Falcons. And here is my fellow ASB leader, Landon.
Thank you. That was great.
Hi, Falcon families. I'm Landon, and I'm a 6th grader here at Oak Valley. This is my first year in ASB. Like most kids coming into middle school, I was nervous. But I was extra nervous because I was starting virtual, but I really had nothing to worry about. All of the teachers are so kind, welcoming, and understanding. They all made sure I was okay and understanding what was happening in class. The teachers helped me make connections with students even though we were over Zoom. The teachers helped me make connections with other students, like having breakout rooms to do work in and get to know each other. This was so helpful for me because I got to meet a ton of new kids. This year, I was fortunate enough to be in ASB, which was such an amazing experience. I learned leadership skills, I got to help plan spirit days, figuring out ways to connect students virtually, and lunchtime activities over Zoom, like Kahoot challenges. I had heard about how much work you get in middle school, but I thought the work was totally manageable. As long as I stayed focused and organized, I could get it all done. And if I had any questions at all, somebody was always there to answer them. Coming from elementary school and being in the same class with people for so many years, it was a little strange seeing so many unfamiliar faces. But that feeling of strange did not last for long, because even though we were virtual, I made a lot of new connections with students and made a lot of new friends. So I know that when I get to be back on campus, I'll know all of the people in my classes. I also got to be a part of OVPL, which stands for Oak Valley Peer Leaders.
In OVPL, we figure out ways for Oak Valley to be an inclusive space for everyone. One last thing before I go. When you become a Falcon, just know that you belong here. I can't wait to see all of the new 6th graders here in Oak Valley in the next year.
Awesome.
We have a choreographed dance. Hold on. No, I'm kidding. It's not a dance. Okay, ready? Welcome home. All right.
Yes. Welcome home. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. That was great. Thank you. I just am so happy to see students and to hear those stories. Thank you so much. So, yeah, I mean, our kids are great. We've got a lot of activities for students to get involved here at Oak Valley. We have a ton of clubs. Black Student Union, we have a theater club, basketball, robotics, Jewish club, a Pride club, college readiness club, a future investigators club. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. And if there isn't a club that your student is interested in, we tell them, start your own club. Last year we had a Yukigo club because these kids were super into it. I'm all, start a club, get some members. So we really want to get your kids involved here. One of the other things that our ASB or these groups, ASB peer leaders, one of the other things they're going to do is this summer is we do an activity called a web. And it's this welcoming you to middle school day before school starts, where we bring our rising 6th graders to campus, and we break you up into groups and we play some games, and then we take yet another tour. We walk around campus, we get the feel of school, and you get to meet some of these other students on campus, make some connections, make some of those new friends, ease into what middle school is all about. So we're going to be providing opportunities for your students to be doing that coming into next year. I know there's been some questions in the QR question area where people are asking about 5th grade tours. Normally our 5th graders come on a field trip to Oak Valley and our band plays and all that stuff. Supposedly that happens. I don't know, because school was closed last year when it was supposed to happen, and I haven't seen it. I don't know if that's happening in the spring. That's not something that has yet to be determined. If we have the opportunity to bring our 5th graders here in the spring, we absolutely will. If we don't have the opportunity to bring them here in the spring, we will figure something out so that all of these kids get their feet on this campus before school starts. So I don't exactly know the details of when that's going to be, but we'll make sure to push that out to all of your 5th grades, or all of your elementary schools, to push that out to everybody. Let's see, Mr. Wild, Dr. Chamberlain, do we have any other big questions that have popped up? Can I add you guys in here and see if there's anything big? Someone had mentioned ESS. We used to have an ESS program here, which is like daycare that we would have here after school. That is not a program that still exists at Oak Valley. They have closed that about a year ago. I don't know that that's going to be coming back. So where we are right now is we do not have a program like that. Are there other questions that have popped up, risen to the top, things that are going on out there?
So one of the ones that came up, since you guys are 5th grade parents, when are your elective forms due? So you should have gotten an elective request form from your elementary school teacher. You guys are actually going to do those with your kiddos online through their Synergy app. So the directions should have went home. We need those filled out and submitted by the 19th. So next Friday is kind of our deadline for getting that, so that we can make sure all of your students get the electives that they want. If you have questions about that, please email me. I'm in charge of that. So don't hesitate to email me your questions, and I can be more specific with you on that.
Okay.
There were also some questions about students who have 504s or students who have IEPs. So I am the 504 coordinator, so I can answer any specific questions. Yes, of course, we honor 504s here. Mr. Wild is in charge of special education, so he takes care of all of our IEPs. So you can email him with any specific questions that you might have about IEPs. I think other than that, Mr. Young, you really answered most of the questions.
Okay. Wait. No, there were 2 really important ones.
Oh.
Slushies and skateboards. Yes, we sell slushies.
I know who's in charge of that, though. That's got to be Mr. Gibby. I got to give a shout out to Mr. Gibby, who is our campus security, who's in here. He's watching as a parent right now with his daughter, Presley, right? Is that who's coming up
Presley,
next?
that's right.
And so Mr. Gibby can tell you all about slushies. And yes, you can ride your skateboard, not on my campus, but you can ride it to school and lock it up in our bike cage. But yes, we got to give a shout out Thanks for watching. Unless he's turned us off and is doing something else right now. But yes, as you can tell, a lot of our faculty have their families and their kids come up to the school because it's such a great place. So, all right, guys, if there's not any other major questions, again, scan those questions, parents, if you got anything, and we can get to that. So, this lastly, before we go here, this has been a tough year. I mean, I got 2 kids at home that are struggling. Okay, I have a first grader that missed a huge chunk of kindergarten and most of first grade. And it's been a challenge. I'm a parent, I get it. And our 6th grade teachers spend so much time making sure your students feel comfortable here in middle school. It's their job, and they're really good at it. And now you put COVID on top of that. And I know all of our teachers, we know how much our kids are hurting, and we know how much they need a hug right now. They don't really need more facts jammed down them, right? They need to know it's going to be okay. And that's what we do here at Oak Valley, is we spend a lot of time just making sure your students are feeling good. Because at the end of the day, that's really what's important. That's what's going to create those memories for those students. That's what's going to help them in the future. And that's what we do here at this school. We treat every one of your kids like a special, precious baby, because they're your baby and they're all my babies, okay? And that's what we do here. So I know this has been really tough, and I don't exactly know what next year is going to look like, but we're going to spend a lot of time making sure that our kids are feeling good, because that's really what's important. So we really look forward to seeing you next year. We do have a registration in August. It's typically that second week of August. So it's probably going to be on the 12th of August, but information will be pushed out to you. That date where our incoming 6th graders have their time on campus before school starts, that activity. That'll happen right before school starts in August as well. So thank you so much for coming this evening. I really appreciate all of you out there in virtual land. I wish I could see you. Again, if you have any issues, questions, concerns, problems, your 5th grade teachers are pretty knowledgeable, but don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're all here to help, right? So thank you, everybody. Have a fantastic evening. I'll see you around the neighborhood. I'll see you around Target, because I live right down the street. So don't hesitate to reach out and wave and say hi. It was wonderful. I'm glad we could all be here together. Have a fantastic evening, everybody. Bye-bye.